Work smarter, not harder, to get your ideas out there. Geometry nodes in Blender 2.93 is a perfect example of that. In this tutorial, I'll show you how I created a dancing figure covered with pink balls, including the smooth animation. First, I have this simple model stood in a T-pose. Remove the material from it. This isn't necessary, but it does remove any noise or bloat to your Blender file. The new Geometry node modifier can be found under the Normal Modifier tab here on your side panel. Add it to the figure. You'll need to open a Geometry node window to access the new features. Before we start playing with the nodes, we need to create an object. This can be anything, but at the moment, for this tutorial, we are going to add a simple primitive sphere with subdivision modifier and shade smooth. Move that to one side and return to the Geometry node window. Press Shift A and search Point Distribute. Select it from the menu and drop it between the nodes that already exist in your window. The model of the figure will disappear, but this is okay as we're going to recreate it by applying a point instance. Again, press Shift A, search for and add a point instance node to the right of the point distribution one. You'll now want to add your sphere as an instance by choosing it from the object drop-down. The sphere has now been applied to the surface of our figure. I've reduced this density to 0.2. This does create some gaps in the effect, which we will fix in the next step. Again, Shift A, but this time search for Attribute Randomize. In the attribute box, type scale, as this is the property we want to randomize. I use 0.2 for the minimum scale and 6 for the max. I'm going to use a seed of 3 as this gives me the desired effect I'm going for. We will need to change the render engine from Eevee to Cycles and select the shading workspace or open a new window so that we can access the shader node workspace as we want to give the sphere its own material. Again, you can use any colour, nodes and textures here. I'm going to use the hot pink, a roughness of 0.3 to get a bit of shine on the surface. Maybe reduce the intensity of the pink. Now for the animation. As I said at the top of this video, work smarter and not harder. Adobe Maximo is a library of stock animations for 3D. It has a vast array of characters and animation cycles that can be used in your videos. You can also import your own models. I do have my own low-cost motion capture set up. Make sure to like this video and comment below if you'd like to see that. Under the characters, I searched for the mannequin, which is in fact the base figure I used in this video. It is a perfect base for this type of creation. Moving over to the animation section, we need to search for breakdancing freezes. As you can see, it has several versions just for this section. I'll select the top left one and export it as an FBX. Choose 24 frames per second from the drop-down. This is the default in Blender, but you can use 30 or 60 FPS if you need this for game development, as you can import these models straight into Unity. Here I have imported our downloaded FBX file into Blender. By simply applying our Geometry node settings onto this model, we get the same bubbled surfaces effect. Swap to see the dope sheet and watch the finished animation. That's it. Thanks for watching. I would love it if you subscribed in order to see more of my tutorials, shorts and animations. Thanks.